The catalyst for our life changes come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes they're orderly and they flow from one phase to another, and sometimes they come like a punch in the face. When I was in my early 50s, my communications agency, the agency that I ran, it was doing well. We did good work, had lots of clients, but honestly, I was pretty unhappy. I have been wrapped up in my career for so long. If I kind of stopped, I didn't know who I was going to be. And deep down, I wanted something different. Then I got that punch in the face that I was talking about earlier. I was out on a bike ride with a couple of friends in a spot that we ride often. And there were three of us. And sometimes when you're riding along on single track, you get spaced out. So I called to the guy behind me and I didn't hear back from him, which was kind of unusual. So I stopped my bike and I waited for him to catch up. And I waited and I waited and he didn't catch up. So I figured he had a flat tire through a chain, something like that. So I turned my bike around and started riding back to see what was going on. And the farther and farther back I rode, the more uneasy I kind of got. So I came around this turn, and in front of me down the trail, I saw his bike, and it was in the middle of the trail, like it had been dropped there, and that was pretty odd. So I started calling out his name, and I got off my bike and started looking around. And I looked to my left, and then I saw him. He was off the trail in a little bit of a ditch, and he was non-responsive. I gave him a shake and called his name, and nothing was happening. So the first thing I did is I called 911. And as soon as I got 911 on the line, the other rider, my other friend, kind of rolled back on the situation. And at that point, we started to administer CPR. And we administered CPR for I don't know how long, until kind of the professionals showed up, and then they took over. And they worked on my friend for quite a while. But my friend, he never regained consciousness. My friend was 62 years old. He was an incredibly experienced mountain bike rider, and we were on a really easy section of trail. And what we think happened was it was some type of massive event, some type of heart event or some type of hemorrhage where he went really, really quickly. It wasn't the trail that took him from us. And it took me a long time to kind of come to terms with what happened. It was pretty traumatic. And I think about him when I ride this trail and other times, and I think about what he was doing at that moment. He was doing something that he enjoyed, something that he loved, and he got to do with his friends. And it's only now with some hindsight that I can look back on it and share this with you guys. I mean, things began to change for me after that event. I started to bring others in the agency into key decisions. I started to give away some responsibility. I really slowed down and was much more present with my wife and with my kids and with my friends. I realized that the time that I had with them was a gift. And I started to look forward to the rest of my life as someone who's over 50 with a limited runway left. What I did was reorganize my priorities. The fact that I became a personal trainer and in that job I can help others kind of live a better life. And this YouTube channel, what I'm hoping to share, what I'm hoping to create here is a community of people who are optimistic and who are taking risks to live the life that they want and they deserve. And it's entirely possible that none of this would have happened without what happened out on the trail, without me getting punched in the face in that way. So I'm not going to sit here and say what happened to that rider was a good thing because it wasn't. But it certainly affected me and put things in motion so that right now I'm living a very different life, and I'm living the life that I need to be living.